So tonight's class, actually, and all of today's learning has been sponsored in memory of one of the founders of the SCA, Stanley Chera A, by the Chera family. And I think that it's a very fitting tribute for Stanley to see that we've put together a tremendous program. The last I saw was in many thousands of people that have logged in today. So that should be tremendous Ilui Neshama for Stanley, and I think the family should be very proud of what's been going on. And for that being said, let's begin the class. So the topic of tonight's class is killing a shackled terrorist. Terrorists for us, something that we are always, concerned about, unfortunately. Thank God things have calmed down lately. But this was a real issue for many of the soldiers. With the famous case that happened back in 2016, that they actually had a subdued terrorist on the ground, and one of the soldiers decided that they were going to kill him. And they did. They shot the terrorist while he was down on the ground, subdued, and became a international uproar about this idea. And so I wanted to address it. I'm not obviously a rabbi, and I'm not going to be posek halakha, and I'm not going to decide, what's proper for the IDF to do and what's not proper to do. But I want to look at it from a prism of halakha perspective. Does an IDF soldier have the right, based on Jewish law, to actually execute this terrorist that's on the ground, that's already been subdued? And I'm going to present three different potential sources for the idea, and we'll see if they can hold water together. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to put the sources on the screen together. Give me a second while I do that. Share screen, here we go. And let me know, and that should be on right now. There we go. I'm assuming you can see it because I can see it. So here we go. All right, give me a thumbs up. Samantha, we good? All right, good. Let's go. Okay. So at the end of the class, I will put the link to this document in the chat for anybody who wants to have the sources. I also put a link to the video if you actually want to watch the video of the soldier that did this. And let's begin. So the first source I'd like to present is something called Gavra Katla, which I'll define for us as dead man walking. Okay. And it's a source from the Torah. It's pasuk in the Torah that begins with a pasuk that we're familiar with. Okay, if a person who is trying to enter your home, okay, is coming to try to steal from you, and you're allowed to attack and kill the intruder. En lo damim, meaning his life has no value. This means that you have the right to kill him. Im zarha hashemesh alav, the next pasuk continues. It says, if the sun should rise on him and shine on him, damim lo, then his life has value. You're not allowed to kill him. Shalem yishalem im en lo v'nimkar genato. He has to pay back what he stole. If he doesn't have what to pay with, they're going to sell him into servitude. So Rashi on these psukim explains as follows. En lo damim. What does it mean that you can kill this intruder? Rashi says, en zor etzicha. You're not, this killing him is not under the isur of the Torah of killing someone. Why? Hare hu kemet mi'ikaro. She says, this person is looked at like he's already dead. The minute, we'll see in a minute coming up in some of the sources, at what point in time did he turn into a dead man walking? Okay. Kan l'mitcha haTorah, she says, im ba lahorgecha hashkem lahorgo. Someone who comes to attack you here and is coming to kill you, you have the right to stand up and kill him first. Shahare yodeahu she'en adam ma'amid atzmo v'ro'eh shenotlin mamono befanav v'shotek. This ganav, this person coming in, knows that no one's going to allow the person to just take their money without trying to stand up against him. And therefore, al menat ken ba, he knew that coming into your house, he had that in mind already. She'im ya'amod bal hamomon kenegdo. That if the owner of the homeowner is going to stand up against him, the intruder is intending to kill the homeowner. That's the understanding of the psukim, and therefore says Rashi, who met mi'ikaro. The fact that he coming after you and even just to steal your money over here, all right? It's as if he's coming to kill you now because he knows you're not going to give him the money outright, and he's intending that if you put up a fight, he's going to kill you, and therefore you have the right to strike first. Met mi'ikaro. Okay, and what is imzarcha hashemesh? The next pasuk says that if the sun should rise on him, what does that mean? She says, enze elekamin mashal. This is a parable. It's a homiletic. Im barur lecha hadavar sheyesh shalom imecha. If it's clear to you, kashemesh hazeh, like the sun, shehu shalom ba'olam, like the sun brings peace. If it's clear to you that this guy is not here to kill you, right? Kach pashut lecha she'enu ba laharog, afilu ya'amod ba'alamon kenegdo. If you know that this particular person is not going to kill you, how do you know? Rashi says, kegon ava hotel ligno b'amon alaben, which is what the Gemara is going to say coming up in a few minutes when we see it, that this is talking about if you know with certainty that the person is coming into to take the money is not going to kill you. How? It's your father. Somebody that you know loves you. If you know the person coming loves you so much that he's never going to kill you, that's when you're not allowed to kill him. If you don't know that, then we'll see what happens. If I don't know, what if I'm not sure? Right? So far, that's the psukim in the Torah. Let's analyze the Gemara on this psukim and see if we can derive some idea about this terrorist that's been subdued, if I can apply this law or not. So the Mishnah says like this: Hababa mahteret, this ganav, this person that's coming into my house, nidon al shem sofo. We're going to judge him now on what he's going to do in the future. Kill him now before he comes to the outcome. That's what the Mishnah says, right? Hababa mahteret v'shavar et hakilim et havit. Fine, that part is the continuation of the psukim about having to pay, which is not relevant to our discussion. So she says nidon al shem sofo. We're going to judge him based on what he's going to do in the future. Again, deha lo katal. At this point in time, when I have the right to kill him, he hasn't done anything yet. He is not killed yet. He's only entering the premises. Nevertheless, miktal. We have the right to kill him. Mishum de sofo laharog. He's coming to kill. Why? He's going to kill Baal Habayit, the owner. That's Rashi again being consistent with the explanation in the Torah. He's saying the same thing on the Mishnah in the Gemara, and now the Gemara comes to expand a little bit on this idea, and we're going to see how we can apply this to this terrorist. Okay, so he says Tanu Rabbanan. The Gemara says as follows: Damim lo, right, means that the terrorist has, or this intruder has life. You cannot kill him yet. It says ben bechol, ben b'Shabbat. It doesn't make a difference if it's a weekday that he's coming or it's Shabbat. En lo damim, when it says he has no life, I can kill him. Again, Gemara says ben bechol, ben b'Shabbat. It doesn't matter if it's a weekday. It doesn't matter if it's Shabbat. So when he's not allowed to be killed, irrelevant what day of the week it is. When he's allowed to be killed, irrelevant what day of the week it is. So Gemara says bishlama en lo damim, ben bechol, ben b'Shabbat. It's tzarich. I understand why you need to tell me a distinction when it comes to I can kill him. I need to know that I can kill him even on Shabbat. Why? You might think that this person that I'm allowed to kill would fall into the category of someone that is being killed by Bet Din, by the courts, of the Jewish courts, for something that he did that he's obligated to give his life for now. So I need to tell you that since Bet Din lo katlinan b'Shabbat, they don't kill on Shabbat Bet Din, and therefore kamashmalan, that this person who's not being killed by Bet Din is being killed by a homeowner, can be killed even on Shabbat. So I understand why the Gemara needs to tell me that there's no distinction about Shabbat. Ela, the other side of the coin, en lo damim, when I'm not allowed to kill the intruder, ben bechol, ben b'Shabbat, what's the why would the Gemara need to tell me I can't kill him during the week and I can't kill him on Shabbat? Isn't it automatic? Hashta bechol lo katlinan. If I can't kill him during the weekday, so b'Shabbat mibaya, I need you to tell me that you can't kill him on Shabbat. Of course you can't kill him on Shabbat. So I couldn't kill him during the week. Why would I think I kill him on Shabbat? So Amar of Sheshat, and this is the point we're going to pull out now. Lo nitzricha ela lefakeach alav et hagal. Telling me what? That if the tunnel that he was using to climb to get into my property, it's an example, it doesn't mean only a tunnel, it could be that he's walking in through the back door, it doesn't matter, but somehow he got incapacitated on the way in, the tunnel collapsed is the example that the Gemara gives. I now, because it's someone that I'm not allowed to kill, I have to dig him out. I'm obligated to save his life. Why? Because I know it's someone that I can't kill. It's someone that wasn't going to kill me. And the inference from that now is, if it was someone that was going to kill me, that I don't know he was going to, that he was going to not leave me alone, he was going to take my money, I thought he was going to kill me, I don't have to save his life anymore. I can let him die in the tunnel. Leave him alone. It doesn't matter. Okay, now what does that tell me? So Rashi says it over here, Lefakeach alav et hagal, right underneath this next source. He says on this Gemara, Im kshaya hoter, when he was digging, nafal alav hagal, the tunnel collapses. Example, again, it's an example. Mefakhin, I have to dig him out. Hecha de lo ba alisken nefashot, because this Gemara is talking about someone that I could not kill. Aval, says Rashi, im ba'al iske nefashot, if he came with the intention that he might have to kill me because I'm going to defend myself when he tries to steal my money. Again, Rashi says what he said, similar in the Torah, he says, Kevan dinitan lehorgo belo hatra'a, since I have the right to kill him without any warning, gavra ketilahu mishat hatira. She says over here that he is considered a dead man from the minute he entered into the tunnel. Okay, and therefore, Gavra Ketila, he's a dead man, but he's alive, but he's not alive. Because I have the right to kill him, we can treat him like it's dead. And therefore, according to Rashi, it seems to say, I want to say at least from now, I want to pull this out and say that based on what Rashi is saying over here, this terrorist, once he made the decision to attack, has given up the right to life. Just like this person that was trying to dig or come into my property, even just to steal money, apparently, but since in the back of his mind, he might have had to defend himself and try to kill me to do that, I'm allowed to kill him, because according to Rashi, he was already Gavra Ketila. He's already dead. Then this terrorist, for sure, who we know, forget about money. He didn't come for money. He came to kill me, because he already tried. And therefore, if he's already dead, so why shouldn't I be allowed to kill him? That's source number one. Okay, let's continue and see if that holds water. Okay, now there's only one issue with that. I actually want to back up one more into the end of this Gemara that I left off on purpose for a minute, and we're going to pick up right over here where I just highlighted Taru Rabbanan. Okay, the Gemara says as follows. After it talked about saving his life on Shabbat, it says this follows: Vehuka. So the pasuk it says, "Im b'machteret yimatzeha ganav." Right, this guy comes to enter my property. Vehuka. He will be hit. Okay, it doesn't say vihikita. It doesn't say you should hit. It says he will be hit, and therefore the Gemara says bechol adam. Okay, anyone has the right to kill him, not only the homeowner. Umet, and he should die. Bechol mitash yachol lechol hamito. Any way you want to kill him. There's no specific way how to kill him. Okay, and therefore it says bishlema. The Gemara says I understand vehuka bechol adam. I understand why the Gemara, the Torah has to tell me that you have the right to kill him. Who kills him? Anybody. Why? Because you might have thought, right? You might have thought, Baalabait, right? You might have thought that who has the right to kill this intruder? The owner. The owner is the one that would have to defend himself against this intruder, so he has the right to kill the intruder. You would not know that anybody who sees the intruder trying to enter the property also has the right to kill him. And therefore, the pasuk has to say, Vehuka, he shall be killed. Didn't say vihikita, you shall hit. So he will be hit. By who? By anyone. Why? Zehura says, Kamashmalan, we're learning from here, derodefhu, that this person entering the property is considered a rodef, someone who's out to chase a person, which are specific laws are going to apply to, which we're going to see now. And it might cause a problem for Rashi's explanation of what we're saying over here. So we're trying to say that Rashi is calling this person a Gavra Ketila. He's a dead man, and therefore I have the right to kill him as a terrorist. He's now already showing me that he's here to kill me. So I can absolutely kill him. Why? Because according to Rashi, the way we explained so far, he's already dead. So I can't kill someone who's already dead. Kill him. No problem. He's dead already. All right? Fine. The problem with that is he's being called a rodef. And rodef is a term used in the Gemara, in the Torah as well, for someone who's out and we can see that he's chasing somebody to kill. And therefore, anyone watching can kill the person who's chasing that other person, right? The one who's on the attack can be killed by anybody watching him run after someone to kill them. And what the problem with that is, what we're going to see coming up, is that there's specific laws that are going to cause a problem in the Rodef for Rashi's explanation that I presented so far. So the first one I'm going to bring over here, this is Achiezer of Chaim Ozer Grzinski, and he's going to point out a problem with Rashi's Pshat, and it's going to bring us to point number 2. If number 1 doesn't hold so far, he's maybe not going to be a dead man because it's going to cause a problem, but maybe he's a Safek Rodef, which we'll see in a minute. So look at this, listen to this source. It says like this: Sarich Iyun, I have a problem with Rashi. Rashi Sanhedrin, which we just read, Lefakech alav et hagal, to dig him out from the hole. Aval im ba'al iske nefashot. That's the Rashi that we saw. That right, that Rashi is calling him a dead man from the time he entered this tunnel. Kasher, he says, it's difficult. Once the tunnel collapsed, the person that was the homeowner now is saved already. Ha'en alav din rodef anymore. There's no more judgment of this person that was entering the property as a rodef. Why? The Amar Bagmara, which we're going to see coming up, the Damim lo lefakech alav v'shabal, aval b'she'en lo damim, en lefakech alav dagal mush. Okay, so he says once he loses the power to kill because the tunnel collapsed on him, nobody has the right to kill him anymore. That's one of the rules of rodef, which we're going to see coming up in a few minutes. That once the rodef is no longer have the power to fulfill his desire of killing, then you're not allowed to kill him anymore. Okay, somebody, Samantha, mute that, please. So. Okay, you're not allowed to kill him anymore. So what does he want to advance? He doesn't want to say that she's wrong. So this is what he says about Rashi. He says at the end, here we go. Here we go. It's the last line. Mishum de efshar, says Rav Chaim Ozer Gazinski, de ahare pikuach hagal yahafech l'rodef. Maybe what Rashi is saying is, if I dig him out, this person that I know that was not here to save, he might have killed me. And we're telling you, she says, don't dig him out, because Pasuk says, don't dig him out. And why? Maybe if I do dig him out, he's going to turn into a rodef again. He's here to do what he wants to do. The fact that the tunnel collapsed on him only temporarily halted his assault. If he gets out, he might finish the job. And maybe that's enough to allow me to leave him in there to die. Similarly, we could say about the terrorist, right? So he may be subdued right now, okay? But what's he going to do if he was able to get up? Is he going to kill me? What about down the road? How far down the road do I have to worry about him becoming a rodef? Well, we know for a fact, which is, I know some of the other teachers have talked about it even today. I know about this idea of exchange of terrorists for soldiers. Right, we've watched it happen many times that we've traded these terrorists that we've captured on the ground, that we have them here, we put them in jail, and a few years later we trade them with swap or prisoner swap, and they go out and they kill other Jews. They go back to doing their old ways. They're terrorists again, and it's been proven for a fact, especially by the Gilad Shalit deal. They know for a fact multiple terrorists have killed Jews after they've been released again in that prisoner swap. So is that Soffer rodef? Is that enough to say that in some future point that maybe they're going to turn back into this rodef and I can kill him now because, again, said he's nidan al shem sofo. We have this case that maybe he's being judged in advance of what he's going to do later on. All right. It's not some kind of far-fetched idea. We know that it's actually happened. Maybe the soldier has the right to kill him now, because if he does get out and whenever, or even in a few minutes from now, if he's able to get up, but let's say he can't, let's say we're going to put him in jail, and maybe down the road we're going to let him out. He might be a rodef again. Do I have the right to kill him now? According to this explanation of the way they're understanding it, Rashi, it sounds like I might be able to kill him now because he's going to be a safek rodef. Okay, let's see if that holds water. We'll keep going. This is the Meiri on this game Gemara that we've just been talking about, the explanation of the Meiri about digging out this person on Shabbat again. So he says, Alav etagal b'Shabbat, kol she'amanu alav sheyesh lo damim. Right? This person that we talked about that you're not allowed to kill. Kol shehorgo hayav kemo shebe'anu. If you're not allowed to kill him and you do kill him, so then the person is going to be responsible for that death. You're not allowed to do that. V'im nafla mahtarto alav. If the tunnel collapsed on him and it was the person that you weren't allowed to kill, you have to dig him out even on Shabbat to be mehalel Shabbat to save him. This person that we talked about that I don't dig out, perush safek hay safek mit. I'm not sure what his status is. Maybe he's in there, maybe he's dead already. I don't know if he's not dead. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. Don't dig him out. Aval imhu hay vadai hay. If I know for sure that he's in there, okay, and he was the person that I wasn't allowed to dig out, and I know he's alive, Omer ani shemefakhin. I say we dig him out. Shahare achshav en rotef. He's not anymore capable of killing anymore. He's trapped in there. So, and therefore, he loses the status as rodef, says the Meiri. It's like someone who was watching a person chase someone to kill, and he was able to stop the killer or attempted killer by shooting him in the leg. And therefore, once that happens, you're not allowed to kill the pursuer, the chaser anymore. You're not allowed to. So therefore, what do? You leave. That's it. This is the same case. So once the tunnel collapses on him, I can't kill him anymore. Okay. And the way he says something strange. He says, "Oh Shema, maybe. Maybe he's already trying to dig himself out. He's still thinking about doing this act that he was thinking about before. And maybe I have to leave him there to die." So he's also a little bit, playing both sides of the fence here. He's not really a rodef right now, but maybe we could say, sort of like we saw before, that he's a safek rodef. Maybe he still wants to dig himself out and finish the job, right? Maybe this terrorist really is just planning on getting up in a few minutes, and who knows what he's going to do. I don't know. And therefore, maybe I could still kill him. Okay, let's continue. The Tanya. We have it's a baraita in Masechet Sanhedrin. We brought up this idea of rodef, which is a safek rodef, and we tied in this shot of Rashi's explanation originally, again, about this person who's trying to enter your premises, and we called him a rodef also. So let's understand what's going on with this din of rodef. What's the story? So we sort of mentioned in passing that if I'm able to stop the rodef some other way, then he's going to lose his status and I can't kill him anymore. So that's going to be an issue. So here's the Gemara. Listen to what it says. It says, Tanya, Rabbi Yonatan ben Shaul omer, rodef shaya rodef ahar havero lehorgo. You have this person who's chasing after his friend. He wants to kill him. V'yachol hatzilo be'achad me'evarav ve'lo hitzil neherag alav. A person who had the opportunity to stop the pursuer and stop him, not kill him. You had a way to stop him without killing him, and you chose to kill him instead, then you'll become a killer. You'll become a killer. Your person would be hayab mitah for that, because you could have stopped him without killing him. That's what the Mishnah. That's the statement. The Rambam brings this down as halakha. Kol yachol hatzil be'evarav ve'lo tarach bechach el hatzil benafsho shel rodef veharago harei ze shofech damim vehayav mitah aval en betin mebitinoto. Person who had the opportunity to stop this pursuer and chose to kill him instead, he's going to be hayab mitah according to the Rambam. Okay, and that's obviously not going to work for the terrorist on the ground. Right now, at this point, you have to say that he's been saved. You saved the person that he was trying to attack has been saved. This guy is down on the floor. He's subdued. He's chained already. He's in handcuffs. And according to this, it sounds like the person who pulls the trigger is going to be hayab mitah. Okay, that's the Rambam. Shulchan Aruch brings down very similar law. Okay, as an aside point, I'll read it quickly. He says, anyone who's hayab mitah in these days, I'll paraphrase this so we do quickly. He says we can't there is no beit din that can actually kill him, and therefore, what do? They'll put him in excommunication or something like that, where they're going to push him out of the community. However, says the Shulchan Aruch, that's only beit din. Those that are able to be killed without beit din, example the rodef, nidonin gam ata. The laws of rodef apply today as well, says the Shulchan Aruch, because those were allowed to be killed in the prior times when there was beit din. They were able to be killed without beit din, because there's no time to run to beit din. This guy's running after somebody. If I don't kill him now, he's going to kill the other person. So you have the right to kill him on the spot without beit din. And therefore, Shulchan Aruch, it applies today, the same rules. And therefore, he says like this: Harodef ahar havero lehorgo. Someone who's running after his friend, and you see that he's trying to kill him. Ve'ezhiruhu. You watch him and you say, hey, stop it, right? The hurodef aharav, he doesn't stop. Afilu haya harodef katan, even if the person who's chasing with the knife to kill someone is a minor, right? Hare kol Yisrael mitzuyim, listen what he says, lahatzilo be'ever me'evare harodef. You must try to stop him first without killing him. Right? If you're not good at you have good aim, you don't know how to shoot properly, or you have no other way. If you had a way to do it and you couldn't, and you didn't do it that way, again, says the Shulchan Aruch, that person is hayav. Okay, so again, this is going to put a big hole in this whole concept of rodef, because it can't call the person on the floor a rodef anymore. Okay, can I call him a safek rodef? Maybe I can say that from a safek rodef perspective, he's going to get up again and maybe going to do it. So there's still a little bit of a gray area that maybe there's room to do it. To say that he's an actual rodef, he's definitely not anymore, based on the laws that we just saw. That's Shulchan Aruch Marambam telling you that the guy is subdued and it's over. He's not a rodef. He's not hayab mitah anymore. Can you tell me, based on what we saw about a safek, maybe he's going to get up and do something in the future? So listen to what Rav Moshe Feinstein says. He says like this. This is a case of that was brought to Rav Moshe where the doctors are telling a pregnant woman that the baby that she has, lo aleinu, is going to potentially cause her to die in childbirth. Okay, and they came to ask for rights to abort the baby. This is what Rav Moshe says. He says, "Horeeti she'af sheharofim omrim sheyesh hashash shema tamut ha'em keshelo yargu et ha'ubar." I was told that the doctors are saying that if they don't kill the baby, the mother might die. Right? Af she'inyan hilu Shabbat v'kol ha'isurin she'am mehalalin v'hayu ovrim bebidat hashash she'amru deha gam b'shvil safek katan safek safek mehalalin. Even though when we have the baby inside and we would be mehalel Shabbat, maybe to save the baby, to do all kinds of issues because we want the baby to live. If you tell me we have to kill the baby directly, listen to what he says now. He says, I can't give you a heter to kill this baby until the doctors tell me that they have a 99% chance. Gedola, a giant umdina. They know almost with certainty that the mother's going to die. Why? The baby is considered a rodef to the mother. It can't be safek rodef, says Moshe Feinstein says. It has to be a vadai rodef to be able to kill the baby. And therefore, this whole safek rodef argument seems to be falling apart. V'zeh pashut. He says, "She'en hiluk lefi zeh ben avladot." It doesn't matter what the baby is, doesn't matter what the story is, and therefore, I want to say that even the safek rodef problem, this idea is also a problem for this soldier. So at this point in the conversation, we're coming to 5-6 minutes. So I want to get to the last source, but it's not looking too good to be able to pull the trigger. There's one more possibility that I think might hold water. Okay, and listen to this one. Okay. It's called Sha'at Milchama. Okay, it was told. The stories are told when the Americans went into Islamabad and they killed Osama bin Laden. He was unarmed at the time, and they asked, "You killed an unarmed man," and they said he's an enemy combatant. Okay, that was the answer that the government gave. He's an enemy combatant. He's allowed to be killed. Okay, so the question is, does that argument halachically hold water for this terrorist on the ground? Being that he's an enemy combatant, he absolutely attacked me. Is he part of an enemy army that I can say we're in the midst of a war, and in the midst of a war, all the rules are different? Okay, so listen to the sources. Number one is a Tosafot in Gemara Masechet Avodah Zarah. It says as follows. It's talking about non-Jews in Eretz Israel. Okay, lo moridin, we're not allowed to push them into a pit to die. That's what the Gemara happens to be talking about. Now he says, ve'im tomar, if you're going to ask me, he says Tosafot, hamram masechet sofrim kasher shebekna'anim harog. If you tell me, well, there's a statement in the Gemara Masechet Sofrim, which we'll see in a minute, I'm going to bring it, that says even the best of the Canaanites you should kill. Okay, when the Gemara over here in Avodah Zarah says you can't push him into the pit to let him die. Yesh lomar, says Tosafot, the B'Yerushalmi, the Kiddushin, the Gemara explains that Gemara that says that you should kill even the best of the Canaanites. Mefaresh dehainu b'shat milchama. Okay, it's talking about when there is war. When there's war, there's no holes barred. Anything goes. You can kill even the civilians. We're going to see coming up in a minute. Okay, and therefore he wants to say that maybe we can treat this situation with the terrorists as a war. Maybe he's an enemy combatant, and therefore, if it's according to this Gemara, which we'll see in a minute, I have the right to defend myself even against civilians, against anybody, and I have the right to kill him. Maybe. Okay, so listen to the Gemara. It says, Tani Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai says, "Hatov be'ovdei kochavim b'shat milchama harog." That's the statement. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai says, even the best of the Canaanites, if there is a war going on, you have the right to kill him. Okay, Source number 2. There we go. Another one. This is the Gur Ayem on Bereshit in the story about Shechem. It's always a story that bothered a lot of people. The story with Dinah and Shimon and Levi, after Dinah was raped, go into this deal. They make a deal with the people of Shechem, have Brit Milah, and then we'll be family, right? And what do? They wait till the 3rd day. They're all in pain. They come in there. They just destroy the whole town. They kill everybody. What do you mean? Right? So what does he says? Ach kashe im Shechem hata. What? I understand Shechem did something wrong. They want to kill Shechem. I got it. No problem. What did everybody in the town do? What did all the rest of them deserve to do, to die? Tiretz HaRambam. Rambam explains, the Bnei Noach mitzuvim al adinim. The Rambam says that the non-Jews are obligated, one of the Shivat Mitzvah Bnei Noach is to have a court system with just laws. According to the Rambam, if he transgresses one of the 7 mitzvot, he's hayav mitah. They saw that Dinah was raped by Shechem and the Hamor, and they didn't do anything about it, and therefore they all hayav mitah, says the Rambam. Okay, it says, I don't understand this answer of the Rambam. The guy is the prince. He's the president. He's the king. You tell me you want to kill the whole town because they didn't kill the king. Are you kidding? That doesn't work. So he says, he says, no, I think I have a better answer. He says, these are 2 separate nations. Kegon, Bnei Israel, the Knaanim. This story of Shechem, what's going on? They said in the Psukim, they tell us, let's be one nation. He said, let's be one nation, which means what? You want to join us? We're going to come into one nation. We were already 2 nations. They were not one nation together, and therefore, they were allowed to wage war against Shechem like any other 2 nations can wage war. That the Torah is matir you to wage war. Well, you're going to tell me, well, Psukim the Torah say, okay, great, you want to go to war. First, you have to offer peace. You can't just come and attack. Hainu, he says, that's That's when they didn't do anything to you yet. You want to expand your borders. You want to invade. You have to offer them peace first. But over here, they already attacked first. They already what? They raped Dinah. Even though only one of them did it. Since he's part of the nation, they attacked us first. Mutarim likach nikmatam mehem. You could take revenge. Okay, and therefore I want to say the same should apply at least to this terrorist. He attacked first. He started. He's from a separate nation. This is act of war, and therefore says at least over here that we would be allowed to fight back and even kill even the people that didn't do it. It sounds like over here it says kill the whole town, right? That's the way war works. They can attack us too. They can come back and start again. We have the right to kill. Source number 5, I forgot what I'm up to already. That I'm running late. I'm trying to go faster. Okay. The Radak says one more time about David HaMelech when he wanted to build the Beit HaMikdash, and we know the story that Shlomo is going to build the Beit HaMikdash, and he explains like this: Dam larov shafachta, that you spilled a lot of blood, David. All right. It says over here, what blood were we talking about? Uriah. That was the story with Bathsheba, Dmei Kohanim, the city of Nov, where David was hiding from Shaul. They all got killed. So all these people are people that didn't deserve to die. And the Gam, he says over here, B'dmei hagoyim asher shafach otam, shelo hayu bnei milchamto. He was killing even the civilians. Some of them might have been good people. David was not punished for killing those people. His intention was to destroy the wicked ones, right? So that they don't come and attack Bnei Israel. So too over here, we should say the same about this terrorist. Maybe we have the right to kill him even when he's down on his ground. Again, because we can't have them doing this to us. Okay? Continue the Rambam. I'm going to bring 2 more sources. We're going to wrap up the class. The Rambam says as follows: we're not allowed to have peace treaties with the 7 nations that were in the land when we got there. Pasuk says, Lo tichrot lahem brit, ela yachzeru me'avodatem, or yahargu. Okay, either they have to denounce avodah zarah, or we get to kill them. Fine. What does that have to do? Lefichach. Therefore, over here at the end, it says if you saw one of them, you can't kill him directly, or you can't pull him into the board or anything like that. Why? Because those people are not waging war against us. Again, the inference for the Rambam is if he was waging war, I'd be allowed to kill him directly. Okay, last source from Shulchan Aruch about these Ovdei Kochavim. He says Ovdei Kochavim Shivata Amim, again the 7 nations. She'eno beinu benhem milchama. Right, the ones that have no war between us, right? Those I'm not allowed to kill. Says the Shach on that Shulchan Aruch. Aval b'shat milchama hayu horgim otam bayadayim. If it was a war, it was time of war, we can kill outright. The best of the goyim you can kill when b'shat milchama. So the only possible source I can think of, I mean, again, I'm not the rabbi. Again, this is all a Halakhic debate, but it seems to be that if we can call this sha'at milchama, that this might be allowed based on these sources. That if this is an enemy combatant, even though he may be subdued now, it seems that you might be allowed. We know that at the end of the day, obviously because of the international uproar, the Israeli government decided to convict the soldier of manslaughter. He got something like 18 months or something in jail, and that's the debate. If anyone has any questions, feel free. But my time is up, so go ahead. If you want to unmute yourself and ask a question, be my guest. Otherwise, have a great night.
Hazak Baruch.